Thanks so much for joining us at 10. I'm Mark McPherson. Emotions are running high in the Village of Footville. A fire code violation disrupted Election Day, which forced voters to go to a different location right before the polls opened Tuesday. WMTV's Shana Najawan went to tonight's Village Board meeting to hear more about how the situation was handled on Tuesday and what changes will be made ahead of future elections.
Chief Election Inspector for the Village of Footville, John Thompson, says they started preparing for the presidential election in early October, just months after their village clerk resigned.
It was kind of like losing your lifeline. There were a lot of things that they just kind of did, and we didn't know the processes.
The departure was around the same time a building inspector came to look at the village's one and only polling location, the Village Hall.
We'd made do for a long time, but we knew that this election was going to be really big, and we knew we just didn't have enough space. And the Village Hall was in violation of fire codes.
A part was ordered for the hall's front door that would make the facility up to code, but the wrong one was shipped, the hall still in violation of the fire code. A new polling location was chosen on Tuesday morning, a decision made by Thompson and 6 other election workers.
This was our way to care best for the people that come to vote here in the village. Some people didn't understand it.
A state statute says an election worker must be present at the old polling location to direct voters. That was the role of Jill Thompson, John's wife, who is also a chief election inspector.
Several of them were pretty hostile, so that was difficult.
Many voters were frustrated with the last-minute change, but others, including election officials, felt the Church of Christ was a better choice in polling place.
Just made sense. It made people feel comfortable that they had room, that somebody wasn't over their shoulder while they were voting.
Tuesday was a learning experience, leaders said at Thursday's meeting. The Thompsons want residents to know that Footville election workers have their best interests at heart, and preparing for an election isn't easy.
The dynamics behind elections and around elections are always difficult. There are always more moving pieces than you really see. For patience and grace and mercy and just overall kindness for people not only in line, but for those people behind the tables and that are behind the scenes doing all the work.
Now, some board members at tonight's meeting pushed for a permanent change in polling locations, claiming there isn't enough room at the Village Hall. Others say it shouldn't change, but that adjustments should be made to the hall to make it more accommodating. A permanent backup location is also in discussions.